Hello, my name is Rosalind, and I'm happy to have you join me today for a bit of a reflection in my series on the book of Revelation. And so today, looking at Revelation chapter 6, the very opening section about the horses and the riders. In case you're not that familiar with this story, at this point, the Lamb has the scroll that nobody can open the seals of. But the Lamb is actually able to open the seals. So now is the action where the seals are getting open. So I'm going to read just portions of the beginning of chapter 6 about what happens. So the Lamb opens up the first of the seven seals. And there was a white horse with a rider holding a bow. The rider was given a victor's laurel and rode out as one bent on victory. And then the next one, another horse, a bright red one. This is when the second seal is opened. Its rider was given a sword and the mandate to take away peace from the earth so that people would slaughter one another. And then when the third seal is broken open, there was a black horse, and its rider held a pair of scales. And the rider was told, "Take care not to harm the wine and the oil." And then with the fourth seal, there was a pale, ghastly green horse. Its rider was named Death, and the netherworld followed close behind. They were given authority over a quarter of the world to kill by the sword, by famine, by plague, and by wild animals. And so these are the sort of well-known four horses from the book of Revelation, four different colors and four different missions. Now, there's been a lot said and written over the 2 millennia, more or less, since that was written, about what it means, who these horses are, who the riders are, what it means. So I just wanted to share with you a bit of the Swedenborgian theology perspective on who they were. And this comes from Swedenborg's book, Secrets of Heaven. I'm just going to read a part of that for you. The horses here and the people sitting on them have a symbolism connected with understanding truth and, in a negative sense, with falsity. Basically, it's about understanding falsity. The white horse stands for the ability to understand truth from the word. The red horse stands for rationalizations produced by cravings for evil, which inflict violence on truth from the word. The black horse stands for an obliterated capacity for understanding, and the pale horse stands for the resulting damnation. So you can see there's sort of a progression in the inner meaning that Swedenborg's talking about how people understand and use biblical truth. First of all, trying to understand it, and then using rationalizations to, based on the kind of bad choices that they're making. The black horse is when a person gets to the state of just not even being able to find anything truthful in the Bible. And the pale horse is the end of your spiritual life because you've rejected the Bible. That's more or less the Swedenborgian inner meaning sort of understanding. Now, I've said this before, but I'm really not attracted to the imagery in the Bible about fighting and destruction and conquering. As a woman, I just don't resonate with that. I resonate more with other kinds of imagery in the Bible about healing or cleansing or letting the light in as ways to be transformed. So I've done a bit of a reframing of the inner meaning of the horses and the riders. Not in those kind of conquering and slaughtering kind of terms, but in terms of cleaning the house, letting the light in, and restoring the house or the home to order and function. I'm sort of using this as a analogy for our spiritual homes, that place deep within where we are comfortable, where we live in spirit, and taking the time to clean that up. So in my remaking or reimagining of the imagery, I'm thinking that the white horse has a rider who's holding a bucket of water. And that rider is given an apron and is bent on making the home sparkle and shine. Then comes the red horse, and the rider is given a broom to sweep away complacency about uncleanliness so that the dirt could actually be removed. We're moving closer to the actual cleaning. The third horse is a black horse, and the rider is holding measuring cups for the cleaning agents. And that rider is told to take care not to harm the marble, the granite, the hardwood floors, and the furniture. And the final horse is the pale green horse. And that rider is named Death to Germs. And that rider is followed by all of the household organisms, taking them away. And that rider is given authority to kill by broom, by dusting, by scrubbing, and by cleaning with water. I know it's a little comedic to redo it in those terms, but to me, this is more of a helpful way to understand who those horses and riders are. If I can think of it as stages that we travel through in the transformation of removing maybe the kind of twisted ways that we think about things and sweeping that away, cleaning house so that we can let the divine in with perhaps better ways to live. So I ask you, if you would just pray with me for a moment. Divine One, as we turn our attention to the task of cleansing our spiritual homes, in order to receive you and welcome you into our lives, help us to identify what needs to be swept away. Encourage us and work with us as we clean away the dirt within and allow you to sparkle and shine in us. And so that's my reflection for today. Go forth in peace.